Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, it is just welcome to another real estate video. Lately, the start of my real estate videos have been of me in a car driving to a destination. We'll get in the car, but I just wanted to hop on really quick and let you know what's going on today. And sorry if my face looks like I have a white cast to it. I'm gonna clean it off. Side note, I use Peter Thomas Roth temporary face corrector because you know your girl's getting a little bit older in age. They say that it's meant for all skin colors and that it doesn't leave a white cast. This one does. Maybe I didn't rub it in enough, I don't know. And I don't wear makeup, so yeah, I'm going to clean it up. So if you guys see like little white spots on my face, that's what it is. Back to what I was saying, I have a long day ahead of me because I have an open house scheduled today from 11 to 2, and it's a house that I did before. Of course, I'll take you guys along with me, but I won't vlog all the rooms like I did before. I'll just leave the video from previous link below. But also, I'm gonna go to Lathrop to my other listing, which we don't have anymore because the listing expired. So let me explain a little bit, try to make this short. I was co-agent with another agent on my team, and of course once the house sells we would both profit off it, right? The lady who is selling the house, she doesn't own the house. The house is part of a trust, members of her family, so she is like the executor of the estate. Anyway, she's the one in charge of getting the house sold and taking care of it and stuff like that, right? So she went into contract with a investor. Their contract expired, so that means that our contract expired between me and the other agent and the investor. So I personally think it was the price of the house, because as an agent, it's kind of out of our hands the way things are priced. And let me explain. So if I go to a seller and they want me to list their house for whatever price, I'll explain it to you briefly again. We go on MLS, we see the houses that have sold for the last 3 months in the area and what they sold for. So for example, if the houses in the area sold between 400,000 and 425,000, then that's your range, right? So you can go from there. As an agent, yes, we are working for our clients. However, if we tell our client that, okay, let's price the home at 415,000, and they're like, no, I want 500,000 for it because I want this, I want that. At that point, you could decide to not take the client on because that's not reasonable, or you can list it and hope for the best, you know? But a good agent will tell their client, hey, let's try it at this price and then go from there. And also, no matter what you think your home is worth or how much you put into it, your home is only worth what someone is going to pay for it. Sorry to say, but that's just how it is. So going back to this listing in Lathrop, the investor wanted to set the price really, really high because I explained to you guys how investors are, right? And we were like, no, let's do it, you know, lower towards where we wanted to do it. And so he was like, no. So we listed it high, and we actually did have a couple that came in, and I think I did tell you guys, I don't know, I don't remember, but they came in, they liked the house, they put in an offer, and we were under contract. Yay, right? Then they wanted to purchase a home to start a business. So after we were already in contract, they found out that the house wasn't zoned for businesses, so they pulled out, which I totally understand. So then, you know, the house was sitting, and then after a while, he allowed us to drop the price to where we wanted to start in the beginning. So that's what we did. So if I remember correctly, when we first listed the house, it was closer to 500,000. So after that couple backed out, the house was sitting. We had a few showings here and there, but not as much as what we wanted. So then finally, he allowed us to drop the price down to where we wanted to start, 439. So we did that. We had more showings, had more eyes on it. I did another open house, and then all of a sudden it got to the point to where we're like, okay, if no one's putting in an offer, then we need to do a price drop. When a house is sitting at a certain price, and I know my listing was, anyway, when a home is sitting for a certain price and you're not getting eyes on it, and by eyes on it, I mean you're not getting showings, you're not getting calls from other agents that want to see about it, you need to do a price drop. That's just how it is, regardless of what you think your home is worth. So the house just sat at $439. So now the contract between the person who is selling the house and the investor, their contract expired. So that means our contract expired. So yes, all that to say, I'm going to pick up the sign and the lockbox today. So yeah. All right, I'll see you in the car. Okay, you guys, we are almost there. Just looking at the directions, because even though I came here before, this is not a part of town that I frequent. So yeah, it's in a nice neighborhood by the airport. Well, not by the airport, close to the airport. So yeah. All right. Okay, so I am back at this beautiful home. And I gave you the tour last time, so I won't do that today, but I'm set up here again. So yeah, and if you wonder why I flip over everything and don't show you guys, is because I have all my personal information on my card, the client's address, and yes, I know they're trying to sell a house, and that is what my job is to do, to help them. But I just don't want my phone number and all that out on the internet, you know, just willy-nilly. But if someone did message me and needed my number or email address or something like that, yes, I will give it to them, but I just don't want just my information hanging out there. So yeah, I may go over again what everything looks like, but for now, here it is again. And once again, it is lovely. Still loving that light right there. That's actually a fan as well. So yeah, you guys. And I'm set up here. Okay, everything is set up and I am here just about to do some real estate stuff. I do have my laptop, which I didn't show you guys, but I got a laptop specifically only to do real estate things. So here it is. And then I got a keyboard and a mouse just because for me, it's easier to work with what I'm used to. So yeah, I got that and I have everything set up because you never know. I've heard stories, and yeah, it may not happen often, but I have heard stories where people come to an open house, they love it, they want to make an offer right away. So what am I gonna say to them? Let me wait till I get home. They can go with another agent by then, so make sure I'm ready. And I'm sorry, I have a mint in my mouth. Anyway, I had to learn that by trial and error. Not that that happened to me, but I was somewhere with my lead and she said, "Where's your laptop?" And I'm like, "I don't know, it's at home." And she's like, "Michelle, you always want to have your laptop with you." So my laptop is bigger and it's kind of bulky, but I just want to make sure I always have something available in case something's needed, because it can happen. It can, yeah. And it's a little bit chilly today. I do have the door open. Well, they have a security gate, so the door is open. But yeah, just waiting. Hopefully we get a good flow of people today. And yeah, I will probably film some more content for my TikTok videos. And yeah, I have had people reach out to me through TikTok having questions, so that's a good thing. I'm reaching somebody. She definitely has a green thumb because she has beautiful, beautiful, thriving plants. I know we're not here for the plants, but I notice it and it looks good. I mean, look at this. Just nice and thriving. I kill everything I touch, so except my fern. My fern is surviving, poor girl, but she's surviving, she's hanging on. So yeah. And the backyard is massive. And it is a 2-story, 5-bedroom, I believe. Yeah. So, but we won't go up there. I did that last time. Like I said, I will leave the description link below. So it is 12 o'clock and no one has shown. I've made 2 TikToks. I haven't posted it yet or whatever, but yeah. And then I looked on our MLS and I realized that the listing agent did not put it in MLS to advertise it. I don't know if she had a reason for that, but I might message her and just let her know, hey, it's not on MLS. But then I don't want her to feel like I'm telling her what to do. because she's actually nice. I have been to open houses where no one showed. We know that's just the nature of the beast. So, yeah. I've only had one group come so far. Normally I can see the cars coming up or hear somebody driving by, whatever. But I guess this family was out for a walk. They live in a neighborhood, just looky-loos. I still had her sign in, that's for safety or whatever, but yeah. And then it always gets me when people come to other people's home for an open house and complain about this or that. It needs work, it needs this, it needs that. Okay, I just smile. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Anyway, that's the only people who came by, just looky-loo neighbors, so yeah. So I just had another group come, more looky-loo neighbors, and I wish I would have thought about turning the camera on, not to vlog them, but just so you can hear their conversation. Well, this is not cute. Why did they decide to do this? I don't know, ma'am, why the owners of the home decided to make the home to how they prefer it. I just smile. Just smile. Yeah. Okay, third neighbor to stop by. She was really nice though. I still gave her my card. You never know who she can pass it off to. All right, you guys, I am done. And normally this is where I would close out the video, but I'm not, because like I said earlier, I gotta go get the sign and the lockbox. Anyway, what I was gonna say in the house, which you never know if they have listening devices. I mean, they do have a Ring doorbell camera, but I was gonna say that when a house gets to that point where you're not getting any people coming to the open house, or you're not getting that many showings, and I learned this from my listing, then you need to lower the price. And I didn't do an analysis of the house because it's not my listing. So when the listing agent listed it, it could very well have been in the 700s. The house was listed at $735 and they took $5,000 off, so now it's listed for $730. So today before I left, I did an analysis of the house because, you know, we have that ability to do that. And what I found is the house should be listed for somewhere around maybe like $650. It's like hit or miss. Some homes in that area are going for $450, and then the rest are for $500,000, $600, something like that. So yeah, I personally think they should lower the price, but it's not my listing and it's not my client, so not my decision. From what I learned from my listing is when you get a seller, and I'm not saying my seller was like this, but if you get a seller who doesn't want to go down in price and stuff like that because they are concerned about getting X amount, then the house is going to sit. And I did a video about it on my TikTok, and yeah. So let's go get the sign and the lockbox. Okay, I am done. I'm just wiping my hands down. Y'all, I thought I pushed the button to record. Apparently I did not. So I didn't record anything. But what y'all would have seen is me getting the sign, and they had already grabbed it from the road and they have the keys out of the lockbox, but where is it? Oh. The lockbox is here. Do y'all remember the night that I had the little debacle and came over here and the other one wouldn't work? So yeah, let me clean this off actually. A little dusty. And the sign that was up, and I showed you guys this before, it's different than mine. Mine is like plastic type, and this one is a black metal, which I like this one better. I was able to unscrew it, make sure there's nothing living in it, and break it down. So that is in my trunk. I knew I was coming to do this today, and I actually forgot a plastic bag at home to put the wipes in, because I sure did. I took some hand sanitizing wipes and I dusted off that post. And of course I have the sign. Okay, now y'all, I am officially done, even though you guys didn't see me do anything here. But let me show you the house for the last time. So this was the house. And yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen with it. I don't know if the seller is going to list it again. I don't know if they're gonna do it again with us. I don't know. But if I find out if that happens, I will let you guys know. So let me put my directions in. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for following along with my real estate journey. And you guys, guess what? I'll see you in the next real estate video. Bye.